Did you ever have a crisis of confidence and think perhaps you weren't getting it right?
Well, Max, I don't remember having a crisis of confidence. Of course, if you buy and then the price goes down and you buy more and the price goes down further, if you're not questioning and a little scared, then you're a moron. But, you know, I think that one of the important things that I have realized and incorporated into my thinking is that you're never going to get it exactly right. Sometimes, if we're lucky, we know what's going to happen. We never know when. So if you accept that, then it kind of gets you off the hook. That means you buy today at 9, it goes to 8. You buy more. You buy at 8, it goes to 7. You buy more. You don't say, oh my God, I bought at 9 and it went to 8. I must be a moron and I must be wrong. You understand the nature of this. And, you know, Warren Buffett says, I like hamburgers. And when hamburgers go on sale, I eat more hamburgers. So, you know, if you did an analysis at 9, and if the analysis was sound and it goes to 8, you should buy more. Now, of course, in our business, there's always the question of when does resolve turn into hubris? And there's no easy answer. But it always goes back to rechecking your analysis and ultimately to your analysis being correct. Which, of course, it's your analysis, you always think it's correct. But you have to be very vigilant and you have to believe that it's correct for good reason. But you know, I wrote a memo, you probably, since you know them all, you know, I wrote one in, I think it was February of 16, called What Does the Market Know? And what happened is in 16, the market got off to its worst start in history. And it was really collapsing, all markets. I never want to give anybody the impression that we don't do it with trepidation. If you have great advantages, you can have a strong intellect and you can act on the basis of your intellectual analysis, and you can control your emotion. But that doesn't make you right. And there's always the possibility that you're wrong. And we must bear that in mind. And since we're only human, when we do these things, when we buy in October 08, it terrifies us. But if you think about it, buying at the low point has to terrify you. Believe me, if you weren't there, it was impossible to figure out what was going to happen. It was impossible to prove that the financial system of the world either would or would not collapse. In general, we can't prove anything about the system in the future. And that's particularly true when we're going through an event that's never occurred before. So there was nothing intelligent to say about the future of the financial system at that time. So what made us buy? Well, number one, objectively speaking, the things we were buying were extremely low prices. We were buying the senior debt of companies that had been the subject of LBOs 1 or 2 years earlier. And we were buying the senior-most debt at prices where if the companies turned out to be worth a third or a quarter or a fifth of what these great buyout firms had paid a year earlier, we would have broken even. Like when you go to buy a car and you negotiate with the car salesman, you know. But then the other thing is, we reached the conclusion that what I wrote is, if we buy today and the financial system falls apart, doesn't matter what we did. But if we don't buy and the financial system doesn't fall apart, then we didn't do our job. So we should buy. And that's about as profound as it got.